All right. Hey, everyone. Ron over at baseballsimresearch.com again. Just going to give you a little bit of an update from yesterday's video. So I talked a little bit yesterday about when you have an inning and there's an error with a runner on base, yada, yada, yada. Devers reached first. Nunez ground out, moving Devers up to second. Devers was on base when Bradley reached on an error and the runner scored. So if the next couple batters made outs, right, that run would be unearned based on the inning that happened. A single, a walk, a double. There was only, one out. That would have made the second out. Single, walk, double, clearing the bases, and then a strikeout. So everything else after that, the JD run should be unearned. The JBJ run should be unearned, and the Devers should be unearned. So Devers will be earned, sorry. So Devers will be an earned run, because if you reconstruct the inning, it's a walk, a ground out runner to second, fly out, runner holds, single, runner to third, walk fills the bases, and then double scores Devers, Betts, and Vasquez. So Devers is going to be an earned run. And we click on yes. Yes, it's an earned run. Takes us back because it knows that Bradley should be unearned and JD's run should also be unearned. And any runners that scored on JD. So 1, 2, that's 3 unearned runs, and we've got 9 runs, 6 earned. Obviously, I don't care about what's going on with substitutions. Otherwise, Snell and Price would no longer be pitching. But if we look back at that inning, there were no errors. That was the only error by the Rays so far in the game. And if we look back at the inning, reconstruct it, we have the walk, the ground out, fly out, single first and third, walk bases loaded, double over third, 3 earned runs, and strikeout ends the inning. The home run, which scored 2, plus JBJ's reaching on an error. Those are the 3 unearned runs, and the app accounted for it correctly. Now, you all may think that keeping track of runs and earned runs, runs is easy. Earned runs, pretty simple because you can reconstruct the inning. In Excel with VBA, it's not exactly not exactly all that easy. So that's why when the app doesn't know that whether the run was earned, it's going to go ahead and prompt you. So I'm just going to play out the rest of this game and add to the stats, show you what's going on there. Hoping that we can get through the rest of this game pretty easily. I am not going to sub for anybody. You saw yesterday how the substitutions work. Actually, I correct myself. I am going to show you something that I coded tonight. So I've got, back in the day, in earlier versions of the board reader, when you would drop down the player box, it would list everybody that was available at the start of the game. Now it lists bets and anybody currently available to come in the game. Okay, so back in the day, you could actually put Benintendi in 2 spots. Okay, Benintendi's no longer in the list. If, let's end that at bat. We're in the bottom of the 7th. So you'll see here Robertson, right? Robertson, and then all of the players that are available. If you look at Echevarria and do that drop down, you'll notice that Robinson is not listed as a player that can sub for him because he can't. So I've updated that. The sources for all these now point to separate columns instead of just that column of available active players. And if you want to see how I'm doing it, this is the active players list that gets populated at the beginning of the game. And each one of these columns actually gets populated with the current player. And then every time I sub, it deletes this and recreates all of these columns and doesn't add them to the list, the drop-down list. So let's say on that last play, a strikeout, and for some unknown reason, Vasquez was injured. You'll notice here, like for Edwin Nunez, I can say Sandy Leon's going in that spot. If I go down here and I click on Sandy Leon, I'm going to leave him as catcher. And now I roll the dice, which if you bring in Sandy Leon this year, you are rolling the dice a bit. But anyway, you'll notice it took a little bit longer because it was going through some extra gyrations. Every time there's a sub, it has to recreate those columns. So now if I drop down on Nunez, you'll also see that Sandy Leon can no longer come in that spot because he's now in that spot. So top of the eighth, 9-6 sucks. Moving right along. I don't really care about results. Just trying to get to the end of the game. No, because I'm anal retentive and I'm not going to let the walk happen with 2 balls, even though I'm trying to get to the end of the game. All right, bottom 8, 10-6. All right, top 9 with the Red Sox are leading, so they're going to do that. So, interesting thing at supper, I saw a football post. Somebody was playing, I can't remember the game, but it was 6-3 at halftime. And they said that the two teams were stuck in a defensive struggle. And I always get a kick out of that because if the defenses were struggling, wouldn't it be like 35-34 at halftime? But anyway. All right, game is over. A couple things since last night, besides those the drop-down box getting updated. Let's see, box score. You'll notice that there's a lot more space here for the player names. I think I've got everything tested. I don't think in any of my testing yet that my games have gone past 16 innings. What's supposed to happen in theory is after 16 innings and you go to the 17th, the app is supposed to unhide the number of rows here. I think it will leave this, and it will pick up in the 17th. So like just to show you, if the Sox scored 1, then the inning number there will enter. So if I enter zeros here, which the app would do, it would now be 10-6, maybe 11-6. Got to fix that. That's done. Apparently I've got to fix this formula because if I score another run here, yeah, I got to add those up. So I'll fix that before it goes live. But we'll just bang, bang, get rid of those again, and go back to where we were. So you got a lot more space, so you should be able to see all of the positions a player played, as well as the full name, etc. And now we're going to click on compile stats. Verified the earned runs in here. I'm going to do this just to show you. Something went wrong with the win-loss save assignment. So last night we talked about assigning the win-loss and the save. We're going to go do W and L. I'm going to do them in lowercase. And assuming I wrote the code the way I think I did, runs and earned runs are okay. The one loss, that's all fine. Downloads, NPNG, replay stats. It's compiling those stats. Could have swore I told it to prompt a box that they were saved, but I'll have to go back and add that too. So now if I open up that replay stats, you can see now we got 2 games. Price and sale. There, Leon appeared in 1 game. He had 1 at bat. Devers 3 for 8. JD off to a good start. Mookie and Benintendi off to good starts. So you can see now team hitting 280, etc. And Tampa Bay Rays. I think just so you know, I think this actually comes up as a formula too, and it adds the one loss record if you create it with the new version, which is the one that we're going to be releasing there. But anyway, let's save that. Let's go back here. All right, so that's the update for today. Don't think I've got anything else to show you. The drop-down box on the, let's see, the drop-down box on the players that you can bring into the game. Haven't messed around with it a lot yet, especially for, let's say, National League, where the pitcher is actually in the pitcher drop-down as well as the lineup. But hoping that'll work. Obviously, we'll test that before we go live. So the box score having more space, the active players having those additional columns here, visitor batter 1, visitor batter 2, visitor batter 3. I think you kind of get the gist of what I was doing there. That will help you from bringing somebody back into the game after they've been taken out, and it'll also help you prevent you from having the same person in two different spots. So I think that's it for tonight. We'll call a night. Hopefully, if I know how to use my XSplit broadcaster here, we're back on the logo page, and it looks like we are. So that's it from here. We will check in as soon as we have another update on this version. Thanks, guys.